Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are very well in all your ways and that you've moved away from being told about what this world is about and you've started to do the necessary research, the necessary reading, the necessary internal discovery, meditation to know the truth about this life. Because you don't want, the world is changing rapidly, family. We are literally now entering the season of Pluto in Aquarius, which is going to be there for the next 20 years, which means that we're going to go through quantum leaps in technology, in lifestyle, in health, in all kinds of things, family, even in an understanding our spiritual, cosmic, and galactic family. So you have to have created your own foundation of what is going on in this world, what this world is about. There's so much information on the online. We are in the year of full disclosure, the year of exposure. So if you want to know, you will know. And if you have done the necessary spiritual work, your spirit guides and your guardian angels and your ancestors are literally there to guide you to the truth, to guide you to the narratives that make the most, that are true, not just for you, but for humanity. And that brings me to the story today. You know, there was a lot of hoopla and excitement after the Pentagon released a new report on UFOs, where they said that they have a lot of aliens or unidentified flying objects are actually seen from the ocean. So, long story short, they're saying that the aliens are not out there in space because, as I've been telling you for years, family, we live in a dome. No one gets in, no one gets out unless you go through the Stargates. And the ocean is 70% of the world, which would explain. And there's many different dimensions in the ocean, family. But before I even get into that, special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon and everyone that sends us love donations and gratitude donations through PayPal. There's an amazing gift for you in the mail. We appreciate, love you so much. We're so grateful for your support, family. And if you're looking to relocate to the motherland, we have a relocation consultation service. If you're interested, mumbi.saraki@gmail.com is where you can reach us. And we give you all kinds of information about renting property, buying property, where to live, getting work permits, health, security, and things like that. So the Pentagon has come out and said that there is, unidentified flying objects. So now they're calling them unidentified anomalous phenomena. A term officially now used for unidentified flying objects or UFOs, was held in the United States this week on Wednesday, actually. So you'll probably be seeing this. If you're seeing this on Patreon, probably this week, but otherwise last week. Claims were made about flying orbs being spotted coming out of the ocean, strange lights in the sky, disc-like objects, mysterious spaceships never ever seen on Earth, and more. Now, there's two things about why they're revealing this now. As someone who lives by the ocean, family, I can confirm that a lot of spaceships come out of the water. They're heavily cloaked. And it's like if you haven't reached a certain point of sensitivity or a certain point of awakeness and enlightenment, you won't see them. So where I live is one of the major stargates that a lot of these UFOs use. And you'll realize that the people who live by the ocean are like the people of the ocean. So for them, they don't pay it no mind. But sometimes we'll wake up at like 7 a.m. It's as hot as a desert day. And then all of a sudden, a cloud will appear, a massive cloud. And we'll see hanging over the ocean. It's like you'll even see water being pulled up. And then the next thing, you'll see the cloud move through. And as it moves, it rains. as it moves, it rains until it is released. So, me and my friends were saying that when it was raining, it was like it was accelerating to get ready to leave. And I'm not sure how much I can share, but let me say things like the high tide and the low tide family are actually clocks, Stargate clocks. So when the high tide is coming in, that's when some of these gates in the ocean are being opened and there's a lot of activity. And when the water is going out, it means that those gates into, you know, the ocean people's worlds are being closed. And the greatest lie that Babylon has told you is that these people live in water. No, the water is like a separating part. The water is another symbolism of the ice wall. And you guys really need to look into the ancient maps, like the maps that said we had 33 continents and not just the 7 that we're told about. So the 7 continents that we all know of, Africa, Asia, Europe, and all that, are actually enclosed within an ice wall. But there's also other life. There's more life in the ocean than there is on the lands. And then beyond the ice wall, there's a total of 33 continents, including the ones in the ice wall and the ones just outside the ice wall. Why we have been quarantined by galactic or celestial beings is definitely a story for another day, family. But the reason so what they're saying is partially true. And you see, they always have to tell us what is going on in the world, but they always want to twist it. It's very important, family, because I feel like the reason they released that is not so that now they can be honest with humanity and tell you about what is going on in the oceans and how there's these aliens and all these things. No. It's because they're about to launch something called the Blue Beam Project. And you literally need to do your research on what the Blue Beam Project is. Now, a lot of people online were saying, why is it that only in the divided states do they see the actual flying discs and things like that? It might be because we live in collective consciousnesses. So we live in group consciousnesses. So the group consciousness of the motherland has totally not rejected, but is like totally unaware of the fact that aliens exist. Because maybe we describe them in other ways, maybe it's our kin. So you'll always see the ocean people know a bit more about what's going on. Anyway, that's too complicated for this. But the motherland sees other kin from other cosmos a bit different. So we're not going to see those flying discs like you see in the divided states and all these things, even though they may exist. There have been 1 or 2 sightings, especially in Zimbabwe with the children. You should definitely look into that story where I think hundreds of children, or I don't know if it was 50 or 100 children in primary school, were actually visited by aliens and stuff like that. And they drew all these UFOs and things like that. But on what I know about is on the motherland, it's way more cloaked than it is maybe in the divided states. But the reason they're telling you this is because they want to be in control of the narrative of the aliens. Because they're not aliens, family. There are distant relatives that are back to restore order and love and nature on this planet. They're making themselves known. You can think of it like the second Wakanda. I told you, movies are documentaries, family. You can think of, so the second Wakanda where they exposed the ocean people. I told you how the first Wakanda was to try and expose the mountain people of Mount Zion, which is in Kenya, in a bid to try and get one of the most powerful weapons and stargates in the world. So the second one was to try and expose the people of the ocean. But the reason they're telling you all this, I know I keep going around in circles, my family, I apologize. The reason they're telling you all this is because they want to be in control of the alien narrative. The aliens are not coming to play. It's been written in Revelations where they talk about how God will come back on a fire with fiery eyes on a fiery disc. What do you think those are? But they have always, there's been so much talk about how they want to do a false alien landing or a false alien invasion with their alien allies. And there's many apparitions that they have. They now have the technology where they could literally put like a Jesus, like you know the way Dubai does those different images of like whales and stuff. They literally could have like a million drones up there showing a Jesus, or the actual blue beams showing some kind of landing or showing some apparition in the sky. And if you don't know that a lot of the stuff we've been taught is symbolic, then you will fall into another narrative trap, the new narrative trap of seeing that and really believing Jesus has returned. So, family, you need to really, really educate yourself, but more importantly, you need to really, really connect to yourself spiritually, put yourself online so that you don't fall for the coming deceptions and the final attempt to trap humanity in another narrative loophole, narrative trap. Anyway, special shout out to every single person that supports us on Patreon. Definitely consider supporting us on Patreon, family, for as little as $5 a month. And to everyone who has sent us a gratitude donation on PayPal, there is an amazing gift for you in the mail. Until next time, family. Tuko pamoja.